you. We're going to get started. First question for Cliff goes to Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
Hey, Cliff, especially as you see the struggles some of these other leagues are having to be here at this point where you guys are playing meaningful games, just how much of a credit of that goes to the NBA and all the people who are involved in the planning?
Oh, I think it's incredible what they've done. And also having been on Zoom calls and speaking with Jeff Weltman, who was on, I think one or two of the committees. Also, I have a great idea of how much work and planning went into this. And it's every aspect. Obviously, the health aspect is the biggest challenge, but everything from the way they arranged the practice courts to the thought that went into, making everything fair for each team in terms of who practices when. Just incredible.
Roy Perry, Orlando Sentinel.
Hey, Steve, just wondering who your starting five will be today and maybe how the other rotations are going to play out.
We're going to start the same five guys that we've been starting. And then part of it, frankly, today, Roy, depends on when they play small and when they play bigger. They go to a super downsized lineup with Kurix at the 5. And so if or when they do that, that will determine to a certain degree how we sub too.
Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
Steve, do you anticipate playing J.I. and Markelle today?
Yes.
Alex Schiffer, The Athletic.
Steve, with the Nets having so much roster attrition during the pandemic, do they make for a tougher team to scout because they have all these new pieces that you haven't really seen fully incorporated? And kind of piggybacking off that, does it make the previous tape you guys have on them from your 2 meetings earlier this season a little more moot because of that, and what to gain from that?
Yeah, I would agree with all of that. I mean, it makes them more difficult to prepare for. And we did watch the previous tapes simply because there's still some matchups in those games that will be similar today, but certainly a totally different team. And, particularly when they go to their bench, where, like you said, they've lost a number of guys. And there'll be guys playing meaningful minutes for them today that weren't even on their team the first 2 times we played them. So it's in that way, a very difficult game to prepare for.
Chris Cuff.
Hey, Cliff, just wanted to see about Markelle's conditioning. Markelle and J.I. going to see more time than we did in the Denver game?
Yeah, they're cleared to play a little bit more. They're not going to play, they're not ready to play significant minutes, but they can play more. And I think Markelle's conditioning is improving quickly.
Let's go to Aaron Goldstone.
Hey, Coach. One guy for Brooklyn that is in the lineup is Jared Allen, and he's given your team some problems in the past, especially on the offensive glass. How important is it today for your team to establish themselves in the paint, both offensively and defensively, and that could possibly lead to, a size advantage and playing inside out for your team?
I think it's critical. I mean, for the season, he's 3 offensive rebounds a game. He runs the floor hard. He's got a terrific roll game in the pick and rolls, which puts a lot of pressure on your defense. And he plays with great energy and activity out there. So he's one of the guys that we have spent a lot of time discussing over the last 2 days. And like you said, we're going to have to be able to, take those energy effort baskets away from him.
Back to Dan Savage.
Cliff, when you look at what LeVert was doing for them over the last 5 games, averaging over 27, when you look at what he was doing for Brooklyn, kind of as he became that sort of number 1 offensive option for him, what was he doing so well?
I think majority of it is pick and roll. The next part is, they're 4 out, 1 in, with Allen being such a great roller that it creates, longer closeouts, which he's very good at attacking. And then when they downsize and they're 5 out and he's got more room, he's a very good one-on-one player also. So he's got different ways to score. He's big, he's physical. But I'd say the main thing we have to do is we're going to have to try to, contain him one-on-one, help as needed. And then it's going to be, we're going to have to be clean with our pick and roll coverages.
Any other questions for Coach Clifford? Okay, thanks, everybody.
Thank you.